Someone is trying to drag your name into a police report. They won't succeed. Archangel Michael says, the moment you open this message, a powerful light began to surround your name. It's not just a coincidence that you're seeing this today, because there is someone, very close to your past, who has been trying to involve you in a dangerous lie. They have already spoken to someone in uniform, and a false report is being crafted behind your back, but divine interception is on the way. Your name is being whispered with suspicion in a place it doesn't belong. This attempt to destroy your dignity is being carried out in hidden corners, with someone manipulating facts just to make you look guilty. They think they've outsmarted the truth, but they have no idea who walks with you and what power protects you. A voice filled with jealousy has twisted words to place your identity into something legal, cold, and wicked. They've signed a report using your name without your permission, claiming stories that are born out of resentment. But their plan has one fatal flaw: your soul is covered by truth, and the law of heaven always defends the innocent. Archangel Michael says, there is a sacred record far more powerful than any police file, and your name in it is shining with purity. The moment someone speaks evil of you unjustly, that word becomes a sword that returns to their own spirit. What they're preparing against you will become their downfall, soon, very soon. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There's a document on a desk right now, with your name on it. But something is shifting. The person in charge of approving it is beginning to feel uncomfortable, like something is wrong. Because your energy cannot be mistaken, and the lies they've told are starting to look like smudges on clear paper. Someone who once pretended to love you has now turned around and is using your name to escape their own punishment. They've committed something and are trying to throw your identity in as a distraction. But the divine sees all things, and heaven is not blind. This is not just gossip. This is a coordinated effort between two people who feel threatened by your glow, and are trying to mark your name with shame. But what they didn't expect is that your silence is backed by a divine army. You've stayed quiet. You've been calm, even though your instincts told you that something dangerous was moving behind closed doors. But Archangel Michael says, your name is about to be cleared without you even having to speak. Type Amen to get blessing 442. They are trying to speak over your destiny. They are trying to mark your future with the stain of accusation. But your spirit carries a signature they cannot erase, and soon the truth will be louder than any police report. One of them has even gone as far as writing a false statement, claiming you did something illegal. They are trying to take your silence as weakness, but silence is sacred, and sacred things should not be touched. That paper will not be submitted successfully. It will be torn by divine interference. There's already a whisper going around. Someone is starting to doubt the accuser. This is because truth carries vibration, and that vibration is spreading. Your light cannot be dimmed, even by legal threats built on lies. The person who started this has a past they don't want anyone to know about. So they believe that dragging your name into trouble will shift attention away from their skeletons. But Archangel Michael says, this is the moment justice starts burning through the fog they've tried to hide in. Type Amen to get blessing 712. There is a law higher than law, and that law knows your heart. There are forces watching every move, and the false witness will soon tremble under the weight of divine retribution. They plan to trap you, but the trap is now circling them. Someone even reached out to an officer anonymously, pretending to be someone else. They included your name, described your life, and exaggerated old situations to create confusion. But the one listening felt something strange, and that's when the divine started whispering in their spirit. They printed out a report with your name on it, thinking it would go unnoticed. But the printer jammed. The file corrupted. The universe itself refused to let it go forward. Because your innocence is protected not just by law, but by the light of justice that walks with Archangel Michael himself. Every fake sentence written about you will dissolve. Every lie will fall apart like dry leaves in a storm. Type Amen to get blessing 989. A woman is deeply involved in this. She has been watching your growth and it made her feel small. So she conspired to put your name in a report to slow your momentum. She used an old incident, something harmless and innocent, to create a false timeline. She called someone pretending she had new information about you. But her voice shook because deep down, her spirit knows the weight of what she's doing. Her friend supported her, writing details on a form, but leaving key parts empty, because they know this won't end well. And indeed, it won't. Because heaven already placed a delay on that file. It will never reach the courtroom. The page will never be read aloud. Because truth is louder than lies and you are not alone. Type Amen to get blessing 1144. There is someone else involved, someone from your past who envied the way people love you. They tried to say you stole something. But what they don't know is that the real thief is always anxious, and their anxiety will betray them. Your name is glowing with power. Your vibration is rising every time they mention you in false light. Each accusation is being turned into a blessing behind the scenes. Archangel Michael says, you don't need to panic. You don't need to confront anyone. Because divine timing is already at work, dismantling the entire scheme. That police station? It will not accept the report. That officer? They will see through the game. Type Amen to get blessing 3383. Someone tried to include your name in a financial scam accusation. They told someone that you were involved in a transfer that never happened. But digital records are incorruptible, and the real numbers will expose their lies. They even tried to delete their own name from the transaction, placing yours instead. But the universe saved a backup. And very soon, they will be facing the law they tried to throw you into. You've been feeling strange lately. Headaches. Restlessness. That's because your spirit has been in defense mode. Your body has sensed the spiritual courtroom. But you've already been declared innocent. This was never your battle, it was a test for your enemies to reveal themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 4488. There will be a phone call soon. And someone will say, we have reviewed the details, and your name is not part of this. That moment will be a sign from heaven that the curse has lifted. You'll breathe differently. You'll sleep deeper. You'll smile with the relief of knowing the heavens never stopped watching. You are not a victim. You are a child of justice. And justice has already arrived like fire behind the veil. There is someone crying right now. Because they know what they did. They are regretting dragging your name into this. Type Amen to get blessing 5007. A screenshot is being passed around right now. They're trying to use it as evidence. But it's cropped. It's fake. It won't last. Soon, a full video or conversation will come forward. And it will prove that you never said or did what they claimed. Your energy is too strong to be twisted. Your reputation will not be destroyed. Instead, it will rise higher because of this attack. The people watching silently will begin to support you publicly. Archangel Michael says, don't fear the false report. Fear not the pen that writes without truth. Because heaven has already stamped void over that document. Type Amen to get blessing 6006. Your name is fireproof. The flame of accusation may rise, but it will never touch you. Because you are held in the shield of divine truth. Let them try. Let them write. Let them shout. None of it will stick. None of it will stain. Because your light is beyond earthly documents. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 7070. The paper that held your name is now tearing. Even though they tried to make the writing official, the system they used is already experiencing technical issues. It's not random, it's divine interference, halting every step of this plan before it goes further. Someone at the police department is second-guessing the story. They're reviewing the report over and over because something feels off. And that something is your innocence shining from the shadows. This is not just justice. This is divine exposure of hidden hatred that's been boiling behind smiles. They thought dragging your name would make them feel powerful, but now they're shrinking from their own lies. Archangel Michael says, the truth does not sleep. It waits. And when the moment comes, it strikes with fire. Type Amen to get blessing 7888. An investigator has just seen your name and paused. Because your energy is different, your record is clean, and your soul doesn't carry the vibrations of guilt. They've now started looking into the accuser's background, and what they find will shift everything. There is a history there. A motive. A web of previous deception that's been buried until now. The more they try to bury you with false claims, the more their past rises like a ghost to haunt them. Soon, their own signature will be questioned. And your name? It will be erased from the mess they created. There's a person who knows what's going on but has been scared to speak. But their silence is cracking, they're about to make a call that changes everything. And their voice will clear your name in ways you never imagined. Type Amen to get blessing 8222. A file folder marked with your name will be burned, literally or spiritually. It will not be part of any permanent record. Because your soul is not meant to carry the burden of someone else's wrongdoing. Someone once close to you, maybe even smiled beside you, is holding resentment like a sharp blade. They wanted to cut your reputation, damage your peace, and control your narrative. But they're losing grip. Because the divine has turned the sword backward. Now, the sharpness they used against you is wounding their own credibility. They've forgotten, when your name is protected, no lie can attach to it. There will be surveillance footage. There will be receipts. And each one will prove you weren't even near what they claimed. Type Amen to get blessing 9111. They even tried using a photo, your face, in their lie. But the timestamp is off. And that alone will expose the trap they set. A woman, jealous of the attention you receive, is central to this setup. She feels invisible when you're around. So she conjured a plan to make you disappear in the eyes of others. But Archangel Michael says, she who builds a lie on your name will watch that lie become her mirror. Soon, even her allies will step away, realizing she is more dangerous to them than you ever were. You have done nothing wrong, and soon, the silence will turn into applause for your strength. You will receive a message. It will say something like, "We regret the mistake." That will be your sign, redemption is complete. Type Amen to get blessing 10001. The case will collapse. The effort to charge you with anything will be dismissed. No action will be taken against you, not even a call or visit. The one behind this will feel the sting of being ignored by the very system they tried to weaponize. And that will be the beginning of their own legal complications. Because while they were pointing fingers, they forgot their hands weren't clean. Your name is rising like smoke above a fire. It cannot be caught, cannot be harmed. From now on, when people speak your name, it will echo with resilience. You survived false accusation, and heaven celebrated your victory. Archangel Michael says, the earth may try to twist words, but heaven untwists them with truth. You were never meant to fight this battle. It was already won before the first lie was spoken. Type Amen to get blessing 11111. Now the very person who wanted to ruin you is feeling sick, sleepless, tormented by guilt. Their face looks fine on the outside, but inside, they are crumbling. Because when you attack someone protected by angels, you don't walk away untouched. They're hearing voices reminding them of what they did. They'll try to apologize in secret. They'll say it wasn't personal. But the energy doesn't lie, and they know they've touched something sacred. Your energy field is being cleansed. Your aura is glowing stronger than ever. And the pain they wanted to bring into your life has already been turned into divine armor. Type Amen to get blessing 12121. Soon, someone will approach you with truth. They will quietly say, I know what they tried to do. This moment will be quiet, but powerful, and everything will shift from there. The ones who once doubted you will return. They'll offer support, kindness, and some of them will ask for forgiveness. But you'll know this entire battle made you spiritually untouchable. No report will stand. No story will survive. Your truth has won. They saw your light and thought they could dim it with paperwork and lies. But instead, your light has grown fierce, a beam no darkness can cover. The storm is ending. Type Amen to get blessing 13131. Archangel Michael says, you are being watched, but not by spies or enemies now. You are being watched by favor, by destiny, by the energy of elevation. This attack has positioned you for a divine reward. What was meant to trap you has become your launching pad. Every word they used against you has now become fuel for your rise. And those who once plotted now watch in disbelief. They know it's over. They feel the end of their control. They understand now, you cannot be framed, because you were born for freedom. Let this be your confirmation. Let this message be your calm. You are safe. Type Amen to get blessing 14040. You'll no longer feel the weight of anxiety from unseen battles. Your sleep will deepen. Your spirit will feel stillness. Because this part of your life, the whispering, the accusation, the fear, is ending. And something beautiful is beginning in its place. Justice has crowned your name. And from this day forward, nothing, absolutely nothing, can bring you down again. There is someone who stood in a corner, observing the lies being written about you but said nothing. They watched quietly as your name was spoken in circles that meant harm, not justice. But now, even their silence is no longer comfortable, they feel the pressure of truth knocking on their heart. This person will eventually speak. It will happen unexpectedly, at a time when everything seems quiet again. And with their confession, the final wall around that false report will collapse completely. There was a moment, very recently, when someone almost signed an official document. That signature would have pulled you into legal darkness, even if you were innocent. But something made their hand freeze. It felt like a weight pressed against their pen. That was not coincidence. It was Archangel Michael intervening in real time, halting the signature of injustice. And now, that document is sitting in a drawer, collecting dust, forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 14444. You don't know it yet, but a divine conversation about you took place in another realm. Your name was spoken with honor by the angels who walk beside you. They stood and said, "This one is not guilty. This one is chosen. This one is light." And because of that, even though the people on earth tried to write your downfall, the heavens wrote your rescue. The police officer who once considered you a suspect is now investigating the accuser. That reversal is not just powerful, it is divine revenge in motion. The woman who started this? She has now realized that her lies carry a price tag she can no longer afford. Her face is smiling in public, but her nights are flooded with fear. Because she knows the truth is gaining speed. It's moving like a fire through dry leaves. And she will soon be exposed. Type Amen to get blessing 15555. Another twist is coming. Someone who was once neutral in this matter will take your side. They've been quietly watching the mess unfold and can no longer stay silent. That person's voice will tip the balance in your favor. And from there, your name will rise even higher. This entire setup will become the reason you are honored in places you never expected. Your story will change from one of victimhood to victory. From fear to favor. From trial to testimony. They dragged your name into a report, but you'll be featured in a different document, one of celebration. You will soon be invited into rooms that the accuser will never enter. And when your name is announced, it will carry weight that no slander can shake. Type Amen to get blessing 16666. Someone once tried to make a joke about your situation. They laughed, thinking the report would destroy your peace. But that same person will come to you later, embarrassed, ashamed, and regretful. Because what they believed was your downfall has become your protection. They will see how grace works in silence, quiet, strong, and unbreakable. And your dignity, which they mocked, will shine brighter than ever before. This isn't just the end of their plot. This is the end of every similar attack that was planned in the shadows. Archangel Michael says, when one weapon fails, it disarms the rest. So many lies have now collapsed because this one attempt failed. So many enemies have become confused because you stayed calm and trusted your covering. And now, they are the ones shaking in secret. Type Amen to get blessing 17777. Something major will happen in the next 3 days. Someone who holds authority, someone you don't even know, is about to step into this matter and speak in your defense. Their influence will close the file for good. The accuser will try to explain, but their words will sound empty. The more they speak, the more guilty they will appear. Because when someone plays with justice, justice turns and bites. That moment will be unforgettable. You'll feel something shift in your chest, a deep, calm realization that it's finally over. And not only will you walk free, but you'll be rewarded for everything they tried to take. Expect unexpected gifts. Expect calls of apology. Expect doors that open without explanation. Type Amen to get blessing 18888. There will be a day soon where you'll look back and smile, not because of the pain, but because of how you came through it. You will realize that not everyone who smiles is for you. But more importantly, you'll realize that not everyone can stop what is meant for you. Even legal reports backed by influence could not stop your destiny. Even well-written lies couldn't rewrite your purpose. Even a plan coordinated by more than one person couldn't remove your divine identity. That's how powerful your spiritual foundation is. That's how fiercely you are protected. That's why this didn't end in disaster. The people who participated in this will soon start turning on each other. Because when the truth begins to rise, liars always run in different directions. And not one of them will be able to carry the weight of their actions for long. Type Amen to get blessing 19999. Archangel Michael says, the season of accusation is over. Now comes your season of clarity. You will no longer feel the need to defend yourself, because the divine has already done it for you. The person who tried to frame you will feel isolated. They thought their lies would connect them with power, but it has done the opposite. They will feel abandoned, even by those who once believed them. Because the truth cannot be hidden for long. It moves, grows, and eventually explodes into the open. And when it does, your name will be the only one left standing. Hold your peace. Stay grounded. What's coming next is public favor, not public shame. Type Amen to get blessing 20002. They tried to involve you in something criminal. But what they didn't know is that heaven doesn't sleep. A false report cannot replace the truth written in light. They said your name in dark places, but your name is spoken in heavenly places too. And the higher realm always wins. That's why this story is turning in your favor. You were meant to read this today. This was your sign, your confirmation, your spiritual update. The file is closing. The case is ending. Your name is being released. And your next chapter will carry glory that no lie can hold back. Type Amen to get blessing 21212. There is someone who thought they'd be celebrating your downfall by now. They imagine people clapping for them after dragging your name into a report full of lies. But now they sit in silence, watching everything fall apart. What they didn't know was that you carry protection thicker than any police badge. You are not backed by luck, you are backed by divine order. And that order has turned every word against them. They've now entered panic mode. The walls are closing in. Because the very system they tried to use against you has begun turning against them. Archangel Michael says, there's no hiding from divine justice. You stayed calm. And because of that, every battle has been won without you lifting a single hand. Type Amen to get blessing 22333. There was a moment, very recent, when someone inside that department overheard the truth. They realized that this accusation didn't make sense. That realization is what triggered a quiet internal review. Your name was supposed to be processed today. But instead, the computer shut down mid-entry. Not once. Not twice. 3 times. No one could explain it. They called IT. But the system simply refused to save your name in their record. That was divine code at work. That was Archangel Michael's sword cutting through digital manipulation. And now that file is being erased without a trace. Type Amen to get blessing 23334. The people who planned this will begin blaming each other. The one who started it will now act like they were misled. They'll try to shift attention to someone else, but it's too late. There's a karmic spotlight on them now. Every move is being recorded, spiritually and physically. And the trap they designed is now holding their own foot. You'll hear something soon. Someone will say, "You were right all along." And that phrase will bring tears of both pain and relief. You carried this silently. You were shaking on the inside. But you never lost faith in your protection. Type Amen to get blessing 24444. A signature that was meant to harm you is now being investigated. They forged details, exaggerated timelines, and twisted facts. But what they didn't know is that truth leaves a trail, and the trail is now being followed. There's someone who saw part of this but didn't want to get involved. But guilt is eating them alive. And they are now preparing to come forward. Once they speak, the entire house of lies will collapse. They will confirm that you had no part in the accusation. And their words will feel like thunder, shaking everything. That's how your freedom will echo. Not just a quiet clearing of your name, but a loud vindication. The same people who doubted you will witness your rise. Type Amen to get blessing 25555. Someone has been watching your online presence. They've been looking for a way to silence you or use your voice against you. But everything you've posted is pure, and it speaks louder than any accusation. They tried to use an old post as proof. But they missed the context. And now even that has backfired. Every screenshot they gathered is losing relevance. Every message they saved is showing your heart, not guilt. And even technology is testifying on your behalf. That's the power of clean energy. That's the force of walking in truth. No matter how long lies stand, they always fall under the weight of light. Type Amen to get blessing 26666. There will be a knock at their door soon. But it won't be someone coming for you. It will be someone questioning them. This will scare them. They'll panic. They'll call around, trying to cover their tracks. But it's too late. Their web is falling apart. And they will realize, they should have never touched your name. You are walking into a time of complete protection. No letter, no file, no voice can bring you harm. Because Archangel Michael is standing at your gate, and no darkness passes through. Type Amen to get blessing 27777. There will come a day soon when you'll be invited to speak about this. Not to defend, but to inspire. Because your story is no longer one of pain, it's power. Others will ask, how did you survive that? And all you'll have to say is, I didn't fight alone. Because while enemies were writing your downfall, heaven was writing your deliverance. Someone tried to steal your freedom on paper. But your spirit was always untouchable. And now even paper turns into ashes in the presence of your truth. They will remember this moment. Every person who played a role. They will remember how their plan crumbled while yours continued rising. Type Amen to get blessing 28888. The same platform they tried to use against you will become your stage. You'll speak. And people will listen with open hearts. Because your energy is unshakable. Because your story is real. Because what you endured, many feared to face, but you stood in it. There will be a divine reward. Not just in peace, but in opportunities. The report they tried to file will become a stepping stone. A lesson. A testimony. And a mirror for every false accuser. Type Amen to get blessing 29999. Archangel Michael says, it is finished. Not in fear, but in finality. This cycle has ended. This accusation is done. This attack will never return. And now the sky over your head is clear. Now the soil under your feet is safe. Now the light around your name is blinding. You were never meant to be dragged into this. You were meant to survive it, and become greater through it. And that's exactly what you've done. Type Amen to get blessing 30003.